booty hole.
Jamie, no! Why would you do that to me? Hi, everyone, and welcome back to The Wild Beyond the Witchlight for now. I am your whimsical DM, Victoria, and we're gonna play some D&D tonight. But before we do that... Allegedly, supposedly, reportedly. But before we do that, we're gonna do announcements, and then we're gonna do a recap. So, Kristy, if you could be so kind as to roll that clip.
Good evening, and welcome to the show. Now, here's a word from our sponsors. Little Dragon Core is a Canadian-based dice company that supplies all kinds of cool tabletop gear. I mean, look at all these pretty dicey boys. Head on over to littledragoncorp.com and enter the coupon code BONUS for 15% off your order. That's BONUS. Cardboard Castle Games is a brick-and-mortar game store local to Evans, Georgia. They have a wide selection of tabletop gaming and other cool games like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon cards, and even Yu-Gi-Oh! You can visit them in-store and let them know that we sent you, or you can go visit their website at cardboardcastlegames.com. Also, big thanks to Syrinscape for the amazing atmospheric sounds and music. You can add these sounds and more to your game when you download the Syrinscape desktop or mobile app. The app is free and comes with 20 sound sets that are included to get you started. You don't even need to register. Go to Syrinscape.com to find out more. Thanks as well to Adrian Von Ziegler for providing some additional music that we use here on Thursday nights. He's a talented composer with great content usage rights, so go check out his YouTube and Patreon and support him if you can. Please check out our other games. We stream almost every day here at Provo. We have games for several of the major published 5e modules, as well as homebrew games, and some of our games feature systems other than 5e, like Star Wars, Power Rangers, and Alien. Come watch all of our VODs over on our YouTube. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Don't forget, you can also support the channel by following, by subscribing, remembering to click the bell notification so you never miss another live stream, using channel emotes, and if you're an Amazon Prime user, you get a free subscription to Twitch every month. Thanks again to all of our sponsors for supporting Proficiency Bonus. And now, back to the show.
Boo.
You did that? I bet that got on.
I think that one got on.
Well, hey, thanks, Kristy, and no thanks to Jamie for your amazing announcement reel. I appreciate your video editing and also like the voiceover that you do for those. Thank you. And with that, we'll kick it over to our resident recapper, Ink. Ink, what do you have for us?
I have what happened last time on Wild Beyond the Witchlight, Victoria, as I do every time. So, folks, we are at the end. So, if you didn't realize it already, spoilers for the Wild Beyond the Witchlight campaign. Your game is definitely not going to look like ours, but it may look a little bit like ours, so just be aware. But this is going to also be the last time that I need to give a spoiler warning because the module is complete. The party, having defeated the League of Malevolence and also gotten the Jabberwock taken care of, had no more enemies left to fight. Just merely a castle to explore and a few last secrets to uncover. While they went around the upper levels of the Palace of Heart's Desire, they were able to find, frozen in stone, Ego's old mentor, their old blade singing teacher, who, after some quick help from their newly found cleric friend, was able to restore them from their petrification. And Ego was able to finally learn that their old mentor had been serving Zybilna the entire time. So, with them now in tow, the party was able to go to some other parts of the castle as they wanted to try and find the secret library. They got the code for it, They also were able to open the door at the top of the tower where they were able to see the blade Snicker Snack, a very powerful blade that would have been able to slay the Jabberwock had they needed to, but thankfully they did not. Dawn did hold on to it for a while just in case the Jabberwock came back, and the party was also able to observe some more things about Zybilna or Tasha or Natasha or Igwilv, depending on what name you want to use at the time. One of those being a room where she had kept a group of, were they dretches?
Yeah, there were dretches in the cradles.
A group of dretches and cradles that were essentially all of her negative emotions that she had sort of removed from herself and kept in these creatures. They were also able to find the secret library featuring a whole bunch of blank books. Though when you write the title of a book that exists in the library on the lectern, the book becomes fully written, and they're able to read through it. However, any attempts to find the Demonomicon, a black book, or any of Tasha's spellbooks were not successful. So, with nothing else left to explore, the party returned, and they were able to learn that the poem that they had been given was not a riddle at all, but just an incantation to end the time freeze spell with the cauldron. And so, with a unicorn horn in tow, they were able to release the spell, bringing all of the members of the court, and most importantly, the Lady of Prismere, back to life. Well, back to present living.
To existing
not
within
time frozen.
the stream current of time.
The party was able to fill her in on what had happened to Prismere in her absence, and they were also able to receive the first of two boons in the effect of Zybilna being able to restore that which had been lost to our original Feylost party, finally having been made whole again. Yet, there was still the nature of the boon that she would grant to our party, for thanks in saving not only her, but her subjects and her land. The party asked if they could have a little bit of time to decide what they would like to ask, also considering that we had one party member that was a little bit unconscious. Saoirse had been taking a little bit of a nap. So, while Zybilna restored the castle to its former glory, the party was allowed one long rest in the upper floors while they contemplated what it is they would ask for after everything that they had given on this journey. And now, as they all wake up and make their way back to Zybilna's throne room, that is where we pick up with those very same wishes, Victoria.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you very much. So, not the dogs, not Jamie with the dogs out. Jamie, you get like uninspiration for that. Like you get reverse inspiration. But for those of you here who have a special role that you contribute to the stream, so our recapper Inc., our ad reel creator Kristy, lore keeper Iris, and Graph, our DJ, you all can have inspiration, the regular kind, because your characters have been made whole or were never not whole in the first place.
Oh my gosh, we get inspiration now at the end of the campaign.
At the end of the campaign.
At the end of the campaign, we get it.
Yippee.
Wow.
Yay. Yeah, so you can take regular inspiration. And with that, the group of you wake up in your very finely appointed guest rooms to which you have been assigned within the Palace of Heart's Desire. Saoirse, you wake up. Whether or not you are still in winter is up to you, but the cold, hard clarity, kind of like cold-blooded murder vibe that you had going on, that has abated. So you are at the very least no longer encased in that like frigid armor, though you might still be. I think you are still in winter.
For sure. Yeah.
But yeah, you wake up in a very plush bed, probably like. I mean, the inn at the end of the road is very comfortable, but like this is another level. This is probably the closest to what Saoirse is used to in terms of like how she lives her life, because this is like a palace. So you all wake up. You are in your guest rooms. You know that when you are ready to speak to Zybilna, she will be in her throne room. And the day is yours to do with as you will, if you would like to go see her or meet up with each other.
I definitely want to meet up with each other before we see her, because just want to make sure that everybody's like, you got a wish?
Yeah, so Ego, if you go out into the hallway, does anyone else think that their character would be like up and out and about, or are we all like, are we moping? What's going on?
I'm up and out and about. Definitely. I don't think he would you would be able to sleep so easily.
Okay, so then Dawn is definitely like probably like out in the hallway, waiting for folks to wake up, maybe like having a little bit of breakfast. What's everybody else doing?
I think Clover probably got up to help make breakfast. She was probably in the kitchens.
Oh, the pixies, like, the only job that they let you do is like be the taste tester.
I will be there.
You are expressly forbidden from like doing work.
Oh my god.
And they're very adamant that like you're a guest and you can't like
I'm not allowed to touch it.
Yeah, you're not allowed to like do work. But they are like more than happy to like let you taste everything that they make, and like they're happy to make adjustments based on your preferences. So like they have like pancakes that they're making with like every kind of fruit. There's oatmeal, like there's ice cream and cake. Like they have like a whole roast beef. Like they're like,
oh my goodness.
I mean, like mortals like sometimes mortals like to have like breakfast foods, but sometimes people come in here and like they just want a hamburger.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So they're like more than happy to basically like let you guide like what is being made for breakfast. So the spread, you can tell me what you think everyone should have for breakfast, and it can be prepared in the dining room, which has since been cleaned up following Dovergale and the Jabberwockies rampage.
I think when they said that people want hamburgers, she's like, let's do a side of like cheeseburgers or hamburgers, see if anybody wants them. But we'll also do like the crepes and like the French toast, and like she'll do like one of each, because she doesn't know this is her plan to learn what everyone's favorite like breakfast food is, so she can like know going forward. So she puts like one of each. She's like, which do they prefer when they put it on their plate?
Yeah. They'll put eggs on the burgers because they're justifying like that's how you're gonna make them breakfast.
Yeah, it's breakfast burgers,
Yeah. They have like truly everything that one could put quiche, like
all the omelets,
again,
the oma rice. Oh my god,
yeah, egg in every form, rice. Yeah, like they have all of it. So yeah, you can definitely be down there in the kitchens, taste testing and menu planning with the pixies. So what about our spring princess who's currently wintry and our lion man? You gonna wake up and meet up with everybody, or are you doing anything else?
I think Saoirse wakes up and like sits up and just sort of like stares for a minute, like for a little while, and then kind of aimlessly wanders the halls. Until I guess eventually she ends up in the kitchen with everybody. That's where all the noise is going on. So yeah, she's probably a little later because she just kind of wanders.
Yeah, you probably run into Thinnings at some point, who would basically give you the rundown on like where everyone is, because he's coming up to the bedrooms to like be like, hey everyone, breakfast. and basically like get you all down to the dining hall. So if you probably would like come out and like wander around a little bit before we have Ego and Dawn come out of their rooms. But he'll lead you to the kitchen and explain like Clover is just like fully like going off like creatively in the kitchen. You can meet up with her. There's like a massive spread being prepared.
Yeah, I guess she just wanders in and just like sits down and just keeps like staring. Just like at the wall.
Yeah, a little tea cart will like roll up to you and like a tiny spoon will like hop up and say, "Oui, madame! I am Demitas! Would you like some tea?"
Okay.
"A moment, please." And the spoon will like go over to this like teapot that is like larger than it is, and it grabs the teapot and it's like, "Oh god, oh god," and like lifts up the teapot and like pours it into like a little cup, and then it'll like lift up the cup and the saucer. "Madam, your tea!"
Oh, okay. And she'll just like take the tea and like just set it in front of her. She doesn't even like touch
my
it.
God.
Just set it there like, okay.
Are you
Tea is
okay?
heavy. "I am fine. It is a pleasure to serve."
Okay, well, maybe next time get a little help. You could have really hurt yourself lifting something that heavy.
"It is quite alright, madame. It is my job to serve. This is why I was animated. This soup cauldron here, or like, is it like a, what's like the thing? Is it like a? It's not a
Ladle?
lectern. No. There's like a big dish that soup goes in, and it has a name, but it's not cauldron.
Pot?
No, it has like a fancy name, and I can't remember. But there's like a very large like bowl for like soup. And much larger than the teapot, and Demitas, the animated spoon, points at it and is like, "I lift this onto the table all the time, as well as any sort of roasts or any other dishes. That is my job. It's just
Serene.
a tureen." Yeah, that's what it is. There's the big like soup tureen.
Okay. That's
yeah.
really impressive and kind of scary.
Well, now that you put it that way, I suppose it is very impressive. "I appreciate your compliment, madame." And he'll like hold out
of
his
course.
tiny like little metal arm and like he grabs for your hand and like and tries to like kissing up your whole arm.
No.
Oh, she's like looking at Saoirse like, what do I do?
Saoirse's like not. She's
Oh,
not
no.
there. She's like not even registering what's going on.
I like lean down and whisper to his ear. Could you give us a few moments? I think she's not feeling so well.
"But of course, madame." And the spoon will bow, hop back onto the little cart, and the cart just like rolls over into the corner, and then he goes from being like a little animated spoon that's like bending with like cartoon physics to just like a regular spoon and falls over. Before we get into that, Aurum, where you at? What you doing?
I think Aurum had trouble sleeping
Mm-hmm.
because he doesn't know what to wish for at all.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when he wakes up in the morning, I think he's just laying in bed, like staring at the ceiling, like hands on his head, just trying to figure it out, you know?
Yeah.
And I think when they come around for breakfast the first time, he probably doesn't even answer the door because he's so just lost in thought trying to figure it out.
Okay. So then we'll have you there. We will get to the conversation with Saoirse and Clover in a moment. But we're gonna kick back over to Dawn and Ego. The two of you would come out when like the breakfast summons is called. Like Thinnings basically like knocks on your doors and like calls out to you. "Hello, breakfast is served. At your earliest convenience, please make your way to the dining hall. Thank you." So the two of you can emerge from your rooms if you would like, and kind of like run into each other.
Hey, morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good day. I don't know. Time doesn't work here.
We all slept in.
You have your wish?
I think so. Do you?
Yeah. It was hard to figure out what to wish for, but I think I have something that I'm okay with.
That's good. It feels weird. Like, is it really over?
Not really, but I feel relaxed. It's definitely not over, but I think we made progress.
Yeah, I think we made progress.
Making progress feels good.
Making progress does feel good.
Especially here, where it doesn't really matter how many steps you take if you don't know where you're going.
Well, all in all, I didn't hate it. All things considered. Trust me, dying, I didn't like. But in a way, that's sort of the most goth thing that you can do. So it was pretty okay.
I won't argue with that.
And look at you!
Look at me.
The pause.
In your armor, your big sword. I really thought that you'd put on your suit today.
My suit? Oh, yeah, my suit. I don't know. Suits feel kind of stuffy.
When you first put on that armor, it didn't look like it fit you very well. Now it does.
I'll take it. Considering I didn't want it in the first place.
You didn't want any of this. I'm surprised that you didn't take Zybelna up on her offer to go back.
I just didn't see what it would really do for me in the long run. I mean, yeah, I would get everything that I missed out on, but also I still accomplished a lot.
Yeah, you did.
And I mean, before coming here, I wasn't some big business owner, but I was still the most successful member of my family. So I don't really want to see what a future looks like where I didn't have the drive to do the things that I did.
But are you
I'm-
going?
I'm fine with this one.
Good. So are you gonna go back to your bank?
I'm fired. I'm like super fired.
Yeah. Can you, like, ask for your job back?
I could. They will probably say you no-called, no-showed for several months. And I can say I was lost in the Feywild. And they'll say, I don't believe you. I don't really want it anyway.
You know?
No. And to be honest, I didn't want it before I lost my thing. It was just something that I had to do because it was responsible. Working at a bank sucks. You get old elven ladies yelling at you because you changed your policy and it wasn't like that, quote unquote, last week, but in reality, they mean 3 decades ago.
I see.
And also guys that come in and they make, like, more money in one day that you'd ever see in your lifetime, complaining because they lost a little bit of money that week, and you have to soothe them like they're babies. Oh, I only made 200,000 gold this quarter instead of 250,000 gold. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, Lord Castellanter always comes in and complains about that, I'm sure.
Well, I was fully willing to be okay with helping you go back to Waterdeep and working at the bank, but I would be lying if I didn't say that I thought that the Dawn that wears armor and swings a big sword wasn't more fun. I like the wilder, weirder Dawn.
Yeah. I'm more okay with all of this. But I still grew up into a responsible adult. I can't exactly just shake that part of me off just because I feel like having fun now. It's kind of weird. The me that I was supposed to be and the me that I turned into haven't settled yet.
It's fine. Who wants to settle? Be a different person every single day. That's what I do.
I think that's easier for you than it is for me.
You're pretty good at doing new things.
No, I'm not.
I think that I'd have to say that you're wrong because this entire journey was you doing new things.
This entire journey was me freaking out.
But you did it anyway. And look, I'm smiling.
Yeah, how does that feel?
It's nice, but now when I don't want to smile, it's because I choose to.
Something tells me that you smile a lot easier than you want to.
A lot of things are funny.
Well, last I heard, goths don't smile easy, so you gotta work on that.
I'm okay with smiling around my friends.
Also not very goth.
Well, maybe I'm not all the goth all the time. I have like a super evil curse still.
Yeah,
My friends
but
are
I mean,
really cool and powerful.
oh my god, the ability to smile has ripped all of the darkness from your soul.
That is not true. I am still an inky black pit of despair.
You definitely sound full of wonder, Whimsy. I think the curse is going to move on to someone darker. He's gonna start walking.
Done. I'm still really dark and brooding. It's just because we're in a like very pretty, nice castle.
As you
Oh,
see that
sure.
a vase of flowers that had been like fresh cut and set up there like wilts as you walk by because of that. You have that like effect still from the black book.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
you guys
I
sure.
had that very pretty flower crown, and one of the flowers withered on it. And anyway.
Yeah, so the group of you, you guys can head to the dining hall and meet up with Saoirse and Clover. Ahead of that, Saoirse and Clover, is there anything that you guys would like to discuss with each other in this time?
I mean, she knows the answer to this, but she wants to make sure that Saoirse is feeling okay physically. Like, how are you feeling physically after everything? Are you still sore?
No.
Saoirse's body heals surprisingly fast. Like all of the
That's true.
bruises and cuts and bite marks from the
She's like
Jabberwock
pretty much
are
flawless.
gone.
Like Clover's like looking over her for like injuries, and she's like flawless. She's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, she doesn't scar, I don't think, either, so it's
physically
she looks
unmarred.
okay.
Mentally,
Yeah. Do you want to talk about it?
about
How you're feeling after what happened? It was really scary. I don't know what you saw, but what I saw made me upset.
I died.
Yeah, you did.
And before that, I was asleep and then he woke me up.
Who woke you up?
He woke me up.
Frost? So he helped you.
I think help is a strong word for it.
He didn't help you?
He just woke me.
That sounds like help, especially if you died twice? You're telling me you died twice?
Oh, no, I only died once. The first time I just fell asleep.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to give him my magic so he could, do something about the Jabberwock, because I couldn't. And I guess I gave him too much, and then I went into the curse, and then he woke me.
We really gotta stop doing that, you and I. Pushing ourselves and our magic.
I'm not too worried about it.
Well, I am, because there's always consequences to it. And I know you died, but is there consequences to that? You're kind of different from all of us. What happens when Princess of a Fey Court dies?
I don't know.
Okay.
But we don't really stay dead. We just
Does that-
turn into something else.
So it changes you, you think?
Yeah.
Do you feel changed?
We didn't stay dead. I think there was a time for that.
Oh,
I come back as a flower or deer or something.
Maybe just try to pay attention to see if there's any changes. I'm a little worried. Well, I don't expect you to feel great after everything, but there is a silver lining to all of this. We did it. Sabina can help you.
I don't know if she can.
We gotta ask. Maybe she has some idea how to help you. Even if she can't fix the whole thing right away, at least we'll have a better path on where to start.
I don't know if I want her to.
Saoirse, what do you mean you don't want her to?
That's fine.
You'll fall asleep forever. Frost won't be able to help you.
That might be for the best.
Where is this coming from?
Clover, I don't think you understand. He woke me from the curse.
Yeah. That's good. That means it wasn't permanent yet. Would that be so bad?
Yeah.
Why?
I think you don't understand. I mean, even setting aside the fact that the only thing he's done is yell at me and insult me since the moment we met. The nicest thing he said to me was that I wasn't terrible at dancing. That's the nicest thing that he said. Most of what he's done has been yelling at me.
Okay, so the guy needs work on his manners. He saved you. He could have let you die.
He didn't save me.
If the Jabberwock was there and you were unconscious, you would have been in his gullet.
You all saved me.
Of course. But he helped.
He had nothing to do with that.
He kept you awake.
No.
He didn't?
He kept me awake. He woke me. And
okay, and you think that... So you think him waking you means he's potentially the answer to your curse? You think he's the one? And that's why you want to just stay asleep forever, because you'd rather be asleep forever than try?
And have to be with him and live in the winter court where there's no joy? Yes.
Or he lives where you live and you change the status quo.
That's not how it works.
Why not? The Feywild, anything's possible, so rewrite the rules.
We can't just change the rules. That's not...
But you haven't even tried.
To change the rules, they got wiped out of existence.
And what? Yeah, and that's a bad thing. That's not good. That shouldn't be.
Which is why we can't change. And even if we change the rules, I don't think you understand exactly what you're saying. It's
well, I do know. I don't. You're right.
And deeply unpleasant.
You're right. I don't understand the Fey courts. I don't understand what it means to be an Archfey. I don't even understand the type of pressure that you must be under every single day outside of this curse. But I do know that you giving up is not the answer. That with my soul, Saoirse, that is not the right answer.
Sleep for eternity than end up there.
And you're wrong. You have so many people that care about you.
Do I? My mother's trying to replace me right now.
Please don't give up. You're not alone. Please, Saoirse.
I'm not right now, but Clover, you all are mortal. And you have lives to live outside of this. I will be alone.
Unless you give it a try. Then the two of you could be alone together if that's what you wanted. Or you could have more friends and do whatever you want and have more adventures. Why give up? Please just think about it. Don't make a decision right now. We haven't even talked to Zybilna.
I haven't made a decision. There could be another explanation, but if that's the explanation, it's not. I don't want it. I don't want that to be the end of my road.
Then it won't be. Then it won't be. Come on, let's go get breakfast. And she'll take her hand.
Yeah, you can take her hand and pull her from the
She's
kitchen
like
into
forcibly just like, she's like done with this conversation and she's pulling Saoirse behind her.
like tiny, like 3-foot Clovers leading like 7-foot Saoirse. Like, it's like getting pulled by like a small
A toddler.
child.
Yeah. A toddler Faye is having a temper tantrum and dragging you to breakfast.
Probably about the same time that Dawn and Ego would pull up to the dining room. Aurum, during all of this, you would have heard Thinnings' first like breakfast summons, and then you hear like a very insistent knocking on your door that's just like nonstop, and he's like, "Hello, Mr. Aurum. You know, it is breakfast time. It might not look like it because it is always sunset here, but you can't just stay in bed for eternity. You should eat breakfast, or tell me a secret. But either way, you should get up."
Okay, I guess.
"Do you need assistance dressing?"
I slept. I only wear pants, so I slept in my pants. I don't.
"Did you not bathe?"
That wasn't water for drinking.
"Oh.
I thought that was drinking. I thought that was like a pond. or
Master
something.
Aurum, may I enter the room?"
Sure.
Thinnings just slides under the door thin as a piece of paper and like pops up and then retakes his 3-dimensional shape. "Master Aurum, if I may, the carafe of water and the glasses at your bedside were for drinking. As you can see, there is a dish here with lemons and other fruits that you could add to your water if you so choose.
I was just eating those.
The whole rind?
Yeah, why not? It's got good nutrients. It's good for you.
Right. Of course. The tub over here, which Did you really drink this much water? The water levels are quite low.
I was thirsty. I ran from a Jabberwock for like 30 minutes.
If this were a normal chamber pot, it would be overflowing with piss. I just need you to know that. That's not healthy for your kidneys. That's for bathing.
Well, I thought it was communal. I don't know.
Communal water in your private guest chambers?
I didn't know this was private. I thought you just had random people sleep here. I don't...
Well, yes, there are guests who come and go, but never at the same time. Did you think we were going to put someone else into bed with you?
I don't know what you do. You slipped under the door.
With your
somehow,
permission.
But somehow, how do I know what you're gonna do?
I would never enter your room without permission. If you wanted me to be in here with you, I would be more than happy. You are quite handsome, but I can't simply barge in or, well, in my case, slide under the door like a piece of paper. That violates the rules of hospitality.
Do I owe you something now because I let you in? Or I don't really understand.
No, you're a guest.
Okay.
It's my job, as the head butler of the Palace of Heart's Desire, it's my job to see to it that all of your needs for the day-to-day sustenance of your physical form are met.
Can I ask you a question?
Perhaps.
What
You
is
just did.
What is I did. What does the average person like ask for if they made a wish?
Well, money is very common. Coin. Mortals can't get enough of gold. Let's see, what else? Oftentimes, one might ask for assistance in finding their true love. Let's see. Occasionally, there are those who wish for something that might cause harm to another. Perhaps to see a rival struck down, or to see one who caused harm to them to have harm returned in kind. Really, there's all sorts of things. I've had somebody wish for an infinite lifetime supply of cheese, and Zybilna was more than happy to supply that. Do you know how much cheese that is? I think she had to create an elemental plane of cheese to satisfy this individual's desire for dairy.
That's like 3 whole wheels of cheese. What?
Oh goodness, Aurum, no! Put a few zeros onto the end of that. We're talking thousands. Tens of thousands, millions of wheels of cheese.
That's a lot of cheese.
Oftentimes, many people are guided by wishes can run the gamut of asks. Zybilna has been asked for many, many things, but oftentimes mortals seek solutions to current problems.
Has she ever been asked a wish that, like, she said no to casting?
She is not typically in the business of granting ill wishes, unless that ill wish somehow furthers the ideals that she wishes to put forth into the world, or would cause a net positive.
Unless it's funny.
Or if it's funny! Yeah.
How powerful is she, say, compared to, like, Titania or
Ooh.
any of the other leaders?
Well, that's a bit of a difficult comparison to make, because Zybilna has pointedly remained outside of courtly politics in the Feywild.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of the... You see, the court system within the Feywild is a source of great power, but also,
A weakness, for sure.
not necessarily a weakness, but restraints. It imposes rules and structure upon a system that is otherwise inherently quite chaotic. And through those rules, the Fey in charge can become quite powerful. But yes, if one knows how to exploit those rules, then they become a weakness. But Zybilna is outside of that. And she is very, very powerful. And she is a wish-bearer. The type of being that can grant wishes is rare and powerful, but Titania and the Queen of Air and Darkness are known to have the same abilities. Although, the wishes that they grant, I'm sure, are quite different. It is difficult. How does one compare the power of the summer sun at its peak to the power of a full moon? It cannot be done. They are their own forces. They have their own power. It's like comparing those lemons you ate to the cheese wheels. They're only similar because they're yellow.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
It is not... Power in the Feywild is not something so easily quantified. And in fact, the very nature of Fey magic, I should think, is one that is resistant to being quantified. It goes against the nature of what it is to be Fey. We Fey are chaotic. We are beings of chaos.
Interesting. I have no idea what I'm going to wish for. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm still lost.
Well, you did a very, very good thing for Prismia and for Zybilna. I'm sure she's not going to force a wish out of you if you're not ready. You can always ask for... What is it called? A rain check.
All right.
Basically, where you say, I don't know what I want right now, but can I tell you later? And Zybilla's not in a position to say no because of the nature of what you did for her. She is reciprocally bound to honor that. I mean, she would not be able to do anything if it weren't for the lot of you.
Can Archfey go to the mortal plane?
They can, and they do. Although it is... I wouldn't say it is a risk, but when one presides over a domain of delight, that domain, and all of the denizens within, whether it is of a court or not, are intrinsically tied to that Archfey, and so to leave for too long would put your domain at risk of absorption, an interloper, takeover. Your domain could simply disappear. But that doesn't mean that Archfey never go to the mortal plane. In fact, some of them quite enjoy it.
All right. Interesting. It's good information.
Of course.
I think I'm starting to get kind of hungry now. So
Follow me, chop chop. And Thinnings like slides under the door again and is like, oops, and like opens the door for you. This way.
all right.
And will lead you to the dining room. So I think like about this time everyone kind of like convenes within a couple minutes of each other. And an absolutely massive breakfast spread with a bunch of, like, literally every breakfast food and probably a couple not breakfast foods, like burgers, there's a pizza. All kinds of food is, like, laid out, piled high, far more than the 5 of you could possibly hope to consume. But you have choices, and you have each other because you are together. Is there anything that anyone would
Good
like
morning.
to do or say?
Morning.
Morning.
Clover's like watching everybody as they're putting food on their plate.
Yeah, what does everybody like go for? What's everybody's like preferred breakfast here? Since Clover wants to know.
Clover wants to know.
Just too many waffles.
Hell yeah.
Like
Syrup?
any kind of waffle there is a waffle that he's eating.
Oh.
Syrup or no?
Yes. Drowning in it, even.
Oh, so good.
Ego is probably really down for like a good jam on toast. I think it's still a level of like a simplicity, but finding that something sweet to add onto it is quite nice.
I feel like Ego goes for like something like weird, like a lingonberry jam.
Ooh.
That is so funny because we had lingonberry jam because we went to IKEA like a couple days ago.
Nice.
I believe it was lingonberry. They had
Yeah,
lingonberry.
that sounds
something.
right. Sounds right. Yeah.
That sounds like something that would be at IKEA, yeah.
Aurum's just taking like bacon, sausage, ham.
Do you get like a bagel with lox on it?
No,
Like the salmon? No?
no,
Okay, only like the land meats.
the land meats, yeah,
No
and
turf, no
eggs.
turf, and
Every
eggs,
type
okay.
of eggs.
Okay. Yeah, there's literally like egg in every form, cooked in every way, and a lot of ways that you didn't think an egg could be prepared or cooked. It's
Do you eat the
done
egg
that
burger?
way.
Egg and burger?
Egg and burger.
Egg and burger? That's a question.
I think Aurum doesn't like the way bread feels on his teeth.
Okay. Yeah.
So I
So he
think he
just takes
grabs
it
the
off and
burger,
just-
but he takes
yeah.
the buns off. Yeah.
That's like that's so
Such a mood.
That's so never mind. That's a choice.
It's kind of cursed.
He's like, we don't even want the breads, just the meats.
I think it's just like it gets stuck in his teeth or the roof of his mouth. He doesn't like it, you know. The texture.
He's a carnivore.
Yeah, yeah, that tracks.
That's fair.
That tracks.
He's not
yeah.
gonna get scurvy from this choice the way that others would.
Yeah.
What about Saoirse?
I think Saoirse's just staring. I don't think
Okay, but allegedly, if she were taking, just for Kristy's knowledge, what would she put on it?
There are fresh and juicy strawberries, which is like a spring. Strawberries are very 100% spring.
Yeah.
If you want something like that.
I think Saoirse probably, when she is like eating food, she does eat a lot of like fruit and probably
That tracks.
There's like candied flowers
sweet,
too.
like anything like sweetbreads or like
hell yeah.
Yeah, anything that is like indulgent breakfast type vibes, she would probably be up for.
Yeah,
No,
sure.
Like the fanciest French toast that exist with like stuffed French toast.
Yes.
With, like, buttered sugar and.
What about Clover? What's Clover having?
So it's funny she says stuffed French toast. She would have like a peanut butter stuffed French toast with syrup. So good. And then
That's
probably like crepes. But like the simple, like either cinnamon sugar or like sugar and lemon, like the very like basic, and maybe like a couple strawberries, but it's a very basic, simple crepe.
Yeah, they have like, cinnamon sugar crepes, and they probably have some that have like preserved lemon like on it, like the lemon preserves.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
probably have that.
And
Saoirse would
also
do,
beaver
like, floral.
tails.
I was just thinking like floral stuff, like
Yes.
lavender and
Or, like, cherry
rose
blossom.
and, like, cherry,
They have
anything that is
bowls,
like floral flavored. Yeah,
They would have bowls of like candied
rosemary.
edible flowers.
yeah.
Do you guys know what
All kinds
beaver
of stuff
tails
like
are? Probably not.
Oh.
Okay.
They sound
Well,
like beaver tails.
Is it a
They're-
pastry?
It is kind of like it's kind of like a pastry, like a deep fried
very
dough with like sugar and stuff on it, or whatever toppings you want.
Ah.
Or would also have milk. I just thought about that milk.
Oh God.
It's gonna be Shane up a storm later.
Good thing for the never-ending chamber pot.
And I realized I said ham. I meant Canadian bacon.
Oh fuck you! My
Kristy's gonna
goodness,
come through the computer and slap you
It's
up.
been like years since
it
I
has
made
been
that
years
joke.
since you've
So-
made that joke
Not like she doesn't hear it
Hear
from
it.
the rest of us, like on a weekly
all the
basis.
time. You
But
want,
yeah.
no, give me that maple bacon, man. That's Canadian. Give me that.
There's a place around me that does like a spicy, I think it's a jalapeno bacon, I want to say. I don't
Oh,
know because
wow.
I would not touch it with a 10-foot pole. But they do like a spicy bacon, like a spicy candied bacon.
It's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the group of you can tuck into your bountiful, or maybe not so bountiful, plates of breakfast. I think there's like a definite tension in the air. No insight check needed. Like, we're kind of getting, like, I think everybody feels Clover's eyes, like, darting on, like, across and, like, onto everybody. And I feel like Saoirse's, like, giving off, like, little frigid waves of, like, cold
Yeah, she's
air.
like a little paler than usual and kind of wilty. Like, she's got her flowers, but they're all just not quite wilted, but in that, like, starting to fade kind of phase.
And then I think Aurum, do you think Aurum's, like, a little bit contemplative right now? Like,
I think he like eats a
Got
piece
a
of
lot on his
bacon and then
mind.
stares at his plate. And
yeah.
then like eats a piece of sausage and then stares at his plate some more.
Yeah. So I think I feel like the vibe, even for those of you who may not be so wisdomous, the vibe is like kind of off.
Yeah. Don is gonna. He's like silent for a few moments, but eventually he's gonna be like, I'm used to a lot more noise.
Yeah, I'm not normally the one that would bring this up, but shouldn't we be happy?
What's going on?
She's just like, she hears that and her ears flatten, and she's just looking at Saoirse.
I mean, I'm not unhappy. I just I don't know. I didn't know we were getting a wish out of this, so I wasn't even thinking about that, and I have no idea what I want to wish for, to be honest.
Aurum, it's the Palace of Heart's Desire.
Yeah, but like we came here just to help people, right? I didn't think we were gonna. I mean, I should have known we were gonna get something from it, but I didn't really like think like that. I guess.
You don't want anything?
Not enough for me to wish for it to happen. And I feel that feels like I'm not working for it.
But you already did all the work.
I don't.
It doesn't have to be something tangible. It could be something that could help you in the future.
What about like your dad?
No, I mean he died, you know. And
She's
you
a
know,
super
even if
powerful fae. What's death?
yeah, but even if he died and they were disrespectful, he died fighting, and I think that's honorable.
I didn't think that people would have so much trouble asking for things.
To be fair, I mean, I had a lot of trouble asking for something too, don't get me wrong, but there's nothing big that I wanted to wish for, but a small wish is still a wish.
Do
I
you
think
not
the only
want
thing... Oh, go
power
ahead.
or glory or money? I heard a lot of people like money.
I mean, I already have power. I got
And,
it
like wishing
going
for
through
power
this.
and glory is like fake. It's
I
not
mean, I
real
don't agree
power.
with that.
Huh.
I guess, I don't know. In some way, shape, or form, everything that I would have wished for, I got just by doing this. So, my wish is to guarantee that something precious to me is always within reach in the future.
We got a GM reroll. Thank you, St. Andrew.
Oh. Let me add that.
I've thought about some things, but they're silly, and
Why are they silly?
because I don't know.
The only thing I can think of is finding a way to help my patron get him out of there. Other than that, I don't really have anything else. I mean, if there's something you guys want, I could help.
This just feels weird. Isn't this supposed to be the end of the book where they say, and they all lived happily ever after? Why is everyone... I mean, sure, maybe you don't know what to ask for, but still, we came all this way. We did so much together. We helped so many people. I'm supposed to be the one that acts like this. Why do I feel like I'm the happiest person in the room?
Saoirse, do you want to talk about it?
What?
What we were discussing earlier? I think the others should hear it. But I don't want to... If you don't want to talk about it, I won't say anything, but I think they should hear it.
I don't know. I don't think it's that. It matters that much. It's not
I think it
decided.
matters a lot.
Nothing's decided. Yes.
I mean, you said you were gonna wish for your true love, right? That's what you said that you were coming here for in the first place.
Yeah. I just don't know if that's something I want anymore. So,
You don't want true love?
I don't know if I do.
Why not?
Okay. When I fell asleep, he came to me in spring, and he woke me. And I'm afraid that means that he can break the curse. Because he broke it for a moment.
And
But how do you know
Don't-
that was the curse? Like, that you could have just fallen asleep.
No, it was definitely a sort of version of the curse, the beginning version of the curse. When I fall asleep for eternity, it will be that, only forever.
And you don't like him that much? Or rather, you're afraid of the implications.
I cannot survive. I cannot survive in winter.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Saoirse. You have been winter you basically this whole time.
Right, but it's not the same. Winter is cold and it's quiet and there's no joy, there's no happiness there. He can't even play music or dance, or there's the animals are all asleep, and I won't
The winter
know
is
any.
preparation for spring.
Saoirse, I have a question for you.
It's not. I can't. And I'm not winter now. I'm a winter version of myself.
I have a question, if you could answer it. Why are you, for someone who enjoys spontaneity and, doing things and going places, why are you so self-defeatist? When something looks rough, I notice that you are quick to give up. And I understand that things are hard, but have you not seen everything that we've done so far?
I don't think any of you understands exactly what I mean when I say I would not survive being trapped in winter. And I don't think you know what that means. And
So you would cease to exist, is what you're saying? Like, you would cease
seriously, I
to...
would not be me at all. And I think
it's
there's
tough
nothing
because
more
you're
horrifying than that.
I find it difficult to believe even you know what is actually going to happen.
As I said, nothing is decided. I don't know what...
Of course, nothing is decided, but neither is the outcome. But you are living as if you already know that you're doomed either way. That's why you're sad right now. That's why you are, quote unquote, in winter. Because I feel like for you, you see your path as falling asleep forever or being trapped in a place you don't want to be.
Either way, you're trapped.
You make your own choices, and I understand that I don't get how the world of the Fae works, and I understand that I only have a normal person's view, But maybe a normal person's view is what you need right now. I think you spent too long living the experience of someone who exists as a feeling and not as a person. Try being a person. What do you want for yourself?
I'm not a person. I'm
You
an
are a
archfey,
person.
and we exist as feelings and ideas, and we're not like you.
You're closer to us than you think. We just met Sibona, who is an archfey. But what was she before that?
I am not like her. I am different from her. She has
You're
chosen to
not.
become an archfey. She was not always one.
You're not different, though. Because if you were different, you wouldn't even consider the fact that this is something that you don't want. Do you want it? If the answer is no, then don't accept it.
Why do you think winter's so bad?
I don't think all of winter is bad, but I do think the things that I know, the things that I do value, the things that I love are not there. And I can't live without having those things.
What makes you think that being with this person stops you from having any of yourself and your thing? I don't understand.
If
Because
I go to winter, I become part of it. It becomes...
keyword is part of it, not all of it.
It will consume me, and
so will the
even if it
curse,
doesn't,
and the curse is winter too.
the curse is summer, actually. Well, was brought on by the summer court, and when I go into the curse, I'm brought to spring.
What? I'm so confused.
Aurum, he's like, wait, what? You're saying all
You
the
were in an
seasons
ice
now?
coffin.
It's not ice, it's glass. It's like the thing that like Snow White is
It's a
in.
Snow White
It was just cold. That's what
Well,
it
that's
was.
because
I
I
thought
was
it was
cold.
ice.
That's because she was cold,
I
yes.
thought it was ice.
So he's thinking like all the seasons. She searches all the seasons.
Seriously,
I'm so
I-
confused.
If I go to the winter court, there will be no music. There will be no dancing. There
Why-
will be none of the flowers and trees that I love exist within the winter court.
What stops
No.
you from changing that?
The fact that the winter court is what it is. I can't bring the spring court into the winter court and change what it is. That's not
I
how
got
it
a brilliant
works.
idea.
Oh no.
I don't come up with good ideas often. You already know who the true love is. What if you
No,
wished for the
we don't
winter court
know.
to be different?
We don't know.
But what if you wished?
That's
What if
who
you
it is.
wish to get rid of that blocker on the winter court?
Oh, I don't. What blocker? What are you talking about?
The
I
one
don't
where you're
want to
saying they
change-
can't be happy and they
He
can't.
wants to
listen
be able to
music
blend
and-
I
the
don't. Well,
two.
the thing is that I don't know why that is the way that it is. I don't
even know if Zybona could do
and
that.
it could be intrinsically part of the winter court, and if you change what it is to be winter, then it's not the winter anymore, and you're changing everything, and that has ramifications outside of just the winter court. That changes the entirety of the Feywild, and that's not something you can just do without knowing what's going to happen.
Saoirse, I have to agree
It
with
could
Dawn
destroy
that
everything.
you need to have more you need to listen to the mortal perspective. I never thought that I would be someone that would be trying to tell somebody else about what love is. From the very beginning, I didn't get it at all, but I kept hearing it come up. The tunnel of love. I traded a first kiss. I took someone else's first kiss. I made two people fall in love. And over the course of it, I started to kind of feel like I was learning what it was. It's a very old and powerful force, and I don't think that I know everything there is to know about it. I kind of just learned what it was relatively new, but love seems to be in part very important to my past lives. Thousands of lives. Because I gave my heart away to someone else. And for a really long time, I think I existed in a twisted form of love. Not true. What you're talking about, Saoirse, is true love. And coming from someone that maybe has learned a thing or two about it, love does change you. That's part of what it's supposed to do. You don't get to just be yourself by yourself. You're sharing something with someone else. You become a little bit more of them and they become a little bit more like you.
I don't
the love
mind
is true.
changing. I don't want to lose everything that I am. That's all.
But Saoirse, if the love is true, then why would true love for you mean losing everything?
It did
It
for the
wouldn't.
cat. Didn't it? Clover? Didn't the cat lose everything because of true love?
Did he say that?
So, as you guys know the story, the cat is the one who wrote the cosmic law of true love into existence. But the first true love that he created true love for was for Queen Maeve and for the knight that she was in love with, whose name was Tom. So
And Maeve corrupted it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys don't know quite what happened,
Right, but that's her guess, I guess.
Something happened
Something
that
happened.
caused them to be pulled apart, and it intrinsically basically killed both of them as they were, and they both became something different.
Yeah.
It completely changed both of them.
But that's because it
For
went
sure.
wrong. Something happened. Something that wasn't supposed to happen happened.
Look.
And there's no guarantee that that's not going to be the case here.
But
I think
one
that's
way
true of all
you
true
lose
love.
yourself and you become forgotten, and one way you lose yourself, but you're still alive to be who you want to be.
I think we're sort of getting lost in this a bit. We don't know anything for sure, and I don't think there's a point in getting caught up in things that none of us know anything about.
No, I'm not acting on information that I don't have. But that's why I'm not saying how things will be. All I know is that I can see what you're considering, and I can see your emotions literally written on your body. And I can tell that you're already considering giving up when you don't know.
No, I'm not happy. I don't want to be condemned to the Winter Court, and there is a possibility that I would rather sleep for eternity than do that, and I feel like that should be my choice. And I don't think that I don't want that to be how my story ends, but if that's how it ends, then
Does this change what you're gonna ask Sibylna for?
I don't know. I wanted to ask her something else first before I... Because if without that, I don't know what to ask her for.
Look,
So...
I'm not going to push you one way or another. All I'm saying is that if it's something you don't want, then the other option doesn't have to be giving yourself up to your curse. That's all I wanted you to understand.
I don't really see how there is a third option, but I suppose we'll see what comes of it all.
Just look and watch. You'll see, at the very least, that us mortals are very, very good at finding secret third choices that weren't given to them before.
Seriously, you do
Looks
know
at
that
the camera.
that's kind of like one of the things that the Fae love about mortals and also hate about them is that like they're
Unpredictable.
yeah, they're not bound by rules the way
You
that
find
I mean,
another way.
yeah, so that does at least ring true. Whether or not that applies to you is
Yeah, like I'm
another
still
matter
not mortal,
entirely,
so like you can find a third option for you. I don't know if you can find a third option for me. I'm still Faye.
Watch me.
Bet.
Hold my beer.
Oh no, you jeeved it, Crystal. You jeeved it.
Yeah. Is there anything else that anyone wants to chat about or do, or is it Sibylna time?
You're
Can I
asking
take a
for your
jar of this
heart?
jam?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I
you
just
can totally.
I'm just taking a jar of this jam. Just thought you
You
should
can
know.
totally take the yeah.
So as I'm like putting a like top on this little mason jar of lingonberry jam, you ask that and I go, what?
What your wish? Do you know what yours is?
Yeah.
Aurum, I think if you're not comfortable asking for something like power or glory or whatever, it doesn't have to be something like that. You could just say, can you give me an object that will help me on our quest? And I'm sure she can come up with something for you.
Yeah, I thought about that too, but I don't know. I kind of just use my hands for everything, so
It doesn't. You don't have.
What
It
about,
doesn't have
like-
to be a weapon. It could be something that will bring people back to life a certain number of times, like the unicorn tears, or it could be
Oh.
something that would open a door that we otherwise couldn't unlock. I mean, that's why you put it sort of in her hands. Will you grant me an object that will at
You
some
could
point...
ask to be able to read.
Oh my
No.
god!
no. I honestly, I think I might just ask if I could use it again. I could like. What did Withers say? I think it was a rain check.
A rain check?
A rain check.
Yeah, you could ask for a rain check.
Yeah. I don't want to waste it. It's got to be good.
Oh. Okay.
But good doesn't have to be big. That's all.
Yeah, yeah. I want to be
Brass
sure.
knuckles.
It's
I wanna
not
be
about the
sure
size
of
of
what I
your wish,
want.
it's about what you do.
Even
with
if
it.
whether it's
Exactly.
small or it's big, I want to be sure that's what I want.
More things for you to eat and absorb power.
No.
A room of objects to
Isabella,
eat.
Can I eat some of your hair, ma'am?
And I have the ability to simply eat and acquire magic from any object.
Can I please have vor powers?
I already have that.
But then you could do it without getting sick. Or injuring yourself internally.
I don't know. I just want to be like when I wish, I want to make sure it's what I want. you know.
Okay. Did we ring the bell? Weren't we given a bell to ring when we were supposed to get her?
Yeah, I'll leave a little silver bell that you can ring when you're ready to talk to her.
Sure. I'll ring the bell if everybody's good.
Mm-hmm.
I ring the bell.
Okay, you ring the bell and a clear, high tone rings out in the dining room, and the group of you find yourselves dematerialized for a moment and carried on a soft breeze, and suddenly you are in the repaired throne room of Zybilna, who is sitting on her throne. Razel Uthamar, her ambassador, is there in the throne room as well, and nods to all of you, and will actually come up to you, Ego, and she will ask, "How are you feeling now that you've had some rest?"
I feel ready for what comes next.
That is good. I suppose the immediate next would be, well, wishes if you are here, but after that, if you are interested in some training, meet me in the garden.
Oh. Okay.
I want you to show me what you have learned in the time that we have been apart.
Sure.
I will take my leave. And she will bow to the group of you and will exit through the doors to the throne room and flies over the Court of Storms to the other balcony and out. And she is gonna come down over here. So you are left alone with Zybilna, who is just kind of quietly, calmly sitting on her throne regarding the group of you. And now I have to switch to the Russian accent after the Spanish one, and that's gonna kill me.
At least you don't switch back and forth anymore.
Yeah, at least she's out the room.
Literally.
She's out the room. You're fine. You're safe.
So, you ready? You have your wish?
I think most of us do.
Mm-hmm.
And shall you be making them together, or do you wish to speak separately?
And separate.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
If you guys want privacy, then
I don't need privacy, but
No.
Then I
You're
suppose if you do not need privacy, would you like to go first? Clover?
sure. I don't really know if this is something that you're capable of. Are you aware of my patron? I don't know his name. Or my previous
Who-
patron, I guess.
Who is your patron? Or was your patron?
Zodiac of the Cat. He's stuck in a prison right now.
Huh.
And I was working on getting him out, and then I lost all my power before I could actually unlock him.
How did you lose your power?
I pushed myself too hard to free all of were they masks or puppets?
They were just people trapped in masks.
The hundreds of people trapped in the masks that the hags had. I did it in one go, and I pushed myself too hard, and I lost everything.
Okay. She sits and thinks for a while. So I am familiar with the Cat Zodiac. They are rather infamous
Yeah.
as the reject of the Zodiac. And I am aware of where he is in prison. Well, close to it. However, the situation that caused you to lose your magic was one of your own doing, your own choice. You may
Yeah.
not have intended to give up your power, but you sought to do something, and it needed a great amount of energy.
Yeah. I know.
So I can help you get to his prison. It is accessible through the astral sea,
Oh.
but I cannot restore the bond for you.
I kind of
As
figured
it's-
that. Yeah.
As it stands now, you have effectively cancelled your contract with him. You would need to go to him and reestablish it if that is what you desire.
If he'd take me back, I would love that, but I really just want to get him out first.
Is there something else that you're missing? You have a strange look about you, and I mean that as respectfully as possible. A cat half made.
I lost my wings. It's the other thing, I guess.
And your wings came from your bond with the cat
No.
Zodiac?
No, that came when I exchanged my face in the summer court.
That might be easier to get back. Well, easy is subjective. It is likely that the contract you had struck with whoever gave you that face was also effectively cancelled as part of what you were doing. You called upon the power of these bonds that you had made with other beings and used up everything that they had given you, but in return you lost what they provided. So
Right.
I can send you to close to the prison sidereal. That is where the cat Zodiac is located. I can also send you to where you said it was the summer court?
She knows the title. It's like the Mask of
It's the
Emporium.
Emporium of Faces.
Emporium of Faces. Yeah, the Emporium of Faces. I knew that.
It is likely that your face was sent back to the Emporium. If you wanted it back, it would be as simple as returning there and offering something and getting back the... It is like part of you is one thing and part of you wants to be another thing. It is aberrant. You could go and beseech the keeper of this Emporium for the rest of your face back and offer something else. I can send you to both places. Would that be sufficient?
Yeah, that could work.
I will warn you. The prison in which the cat Zodiac is located is one that has been built by the other 12. Each has infused it with a fragment of their power, for it is only the power of a Zodiac that can bind a Zodiac.
Okay.
It is a place that exists beyond the stars. And given what I know of the cat Zodiac's domain, if you would like to call it, it is likely that the wayward souls that he is no longer capable of guiding are imprisoned there with him as well.
Oh my goodness.
Sort of like his jailers. Do you know the type of beings that live beyond the stars?
She just shakes her head like,
They are far beyond what a mortal mind can comprehend, and they may be disturbing. They may prey upon magic. They may prey upon your emotions. You have defeated 3 hags, and so I do not doubt that the group of you is quite powerful, but you may face things there that are formidable. But I think if you all work together, it is possible that you could reach where he is imprisoned.
Just hope that the keys are still there.
Does this
Yeah.
satisfy you?
Yeah, this satisfies me.
Would you like to go physically, or would you like me to project your consciousness astrally through the planes?
I don't know. She looks at the party like, I don't know how this works.
Don shrugs. I have no idea what that means.
She looks up at Simon like, I don't know.
So there are risks to both. If I send you physically, your body, that which sustains your existence, will be at risk, and you will need to find a way to bring your body home. But if it is important for you to be there physically, then that is the upside. If I project you there, just your consciousness,
Right.
you will still have your own power, you will still be yourself, but you are also tethered to your own body, and that tether can be
broken.
And if it is, you will die instantly.
Oh boy. Maybe physically? Maybe being physically there is a better plan.
As long as you are able to keep watch over the cord that connects your soul to your physical body,
Right.
that may be the safer option, but you will be going through and beyond the astral sea with beings that they may have awareness of what astral projection is, and be able to target that. There are risks both ways. I would Oh, you're rolling something. Go for it.
Physically.
All right. You will have to find your own way back.
Yeah. Can I activate it at any time? Like, I don't want to go right this second because there's two different places anyway.
When you are ready to be sent into the astral sea, speak to me.
Yeah, Ego was like, wait,
No.
wait.
No. Like, even if it wasn't like mentally, like, she would not want to do it right this second because she wants to be present for everybody's wish if she needs to help with stuff.
Yeah, so she will give you where is it? 1 second.
And she says she can get me outside the prison, but I have to get in.
She
myself?
can basically like get you. Yeah, she can get you outside of it, but the things that are inside, you have to like go through it to get to where he is on your own.
Okay.
She
As long
can't
as
just, like,
she
send
gets
you
me to
into
the like, I'm not in the astral sea just looking for this prison. As long as I can see the prison, I feel like that.
No, she can get you close enough that you'll be able to enter the prison.
Okay.
She will give you a hand mirror.
Oh.
And will tell you that when you're ready to like go to the astral sea, that you need only speak her true name, which you know to be Natasha, into this mirror, and then through it she will be able to open like basically a gate spell to the astral sea for you guys.
Cool. That's great. Way planar travel, one-way planar travel. One-way ticket.
Okay. Is there anyone else that is comfortable sharing their wish publicly? Or shall we begin private negotiations?
I can step forward.
Speak.
I got my little black book in my hands. And I thought that I knew what I was going to ask for a really long time. I have sought magic both ancient and powerful so that I might become a most wicked witch. However, I have learned much on my journey of deals that have been made that I no longer fully remember. And so I seek now a new power. Or perhaps in lieu of that, the knowledge that will allow me to be free from my curse of Bedlam. My heart was taken from me, orchestrated by the Mother of Mothers. I seek its return. I seek my freedom from my dark fate, so that I may be who I choose to be, and nothing more and nothing less. That is my desire.
So you are the daughter of Mad Maudlin, my eldest sister.
Yes.
I have information that I can share with you. You tell me if it is sufficient to fulfill your desires. Walk with me, and she'll stand up and hold out a hand to you, Ego. And as
I don't know
you
how tall
take,
she is, but I'm short, so.
she's pretty tall. Maybe not as tall as like Saoirse, but I think she's like pushing 6 foot. So you can take her hand that is extended out to you, and as you do, all of you see that the space around you falls away, and instead of standing in this ornate throne room, you are standing in this very like foggy, almost like barren space surrounded by tall, barren trees. And Zybilna, still holding your hand, will walk with you through this space. And as you walk by all of these trees with their like gnarled trunks and their twisted branches that look like claws grasping at a dull gray sky, you see that there are things hanging from some of them as you progress further into this space. And as you get closer, you see that there are hearts, half-eaten, tied with rope and string and twine from the branches of these trees. And Zybilna will pause in front of one of them and turn to you, Ego, and say, "Do you know what this place is?"
I'd have to guess. Is this where Baba Yaga is?
No. This is the Orchard of Lost Hearts. It is the place where my sister, Mad Maudlin, does much of her work. I am familiar with it, and I am able to create this projection of it for you, but I do not know how to reach it. Mad Maudlin is one of 2 beings who are familiar with how to reach this place. Do you know who the other is?
No.
Baba Yaga. The one who helped her plant it. Of the 2, who do you think would be more willing to share its location with you?
Between Baba Yaga and my mother? Baba Yaga.
I would agree. I think you could petition Baba Yaga, my own mother, for information on how to reach the Orchard of Lost Hearts. And it is possible that she would give you that. The only problem is that Baba Yaga does not help anyone who does not help her first. So she would likely request of you an ongoing list of seemingly menial yet incredibly time-consuming tasks that are intended to be failed, such as trying to separate molded corn kernels from fresh ones. But the pile of corn kernels is enough to fill a large silo, and it must be completed in one night or she will cook you in her oven and eat you. She has been known to do this sort of thing before. Think what I can offer you to help you on your quest to reach the orchard is a way around that. Because Baba Yaga would be compelled to aid you if she were perhaps, say, speaking with the student of her favorite daughter. Or perhaps a third for a coven between herself and her favorite daughter. And she puts a hand on her chest. Have you been part of a true coven of 3 before?
No. I was offered by the Hourglass Coven, but I decided to shoot them with lightning instead.
That is wise. Witch's Coven cannot have more than 3. They were likely trying to trick you. What I would offer you is a place as my student and a member of a coven that needs a third. For my mother and I, we do not ally with any of my sisters. Not as a coven. If you should present yourself as a third member between Baba Yaga and myself, you would effectively be offering her coven power. It is a risk, but it comes with benefits, as any deal does.
I would be honored. I still seek a sisterhood.
There is sisterhood for you here if you would take it. And she will once again hold out like her other hand to you because she's already holding your one.
And you would just offer this to me?
I sense trepidation. Why? Do you not think yourself worthy of joining my coven? Daughter of a daughter of Baba Yaga? Do you think yourself too good for us?
No. More like when something seems too good to be true, it's normally because it is.
That is a wise thing to believe. And as I said, there are risks. When you open yourself up to a coven, you gain additional power, but you are also making yourself vulnerable to your sisters. I don't know how familiar you were with the Hourglass Coven, but the 3 of them were constantly plotting against each other. It is a risk.
But a coven with you and the Mother of Mothers is... Would that make me more powerful than my mother?
Perhaps one day. If you... As I said, there are risks. You would be making yourself more vulnerable to both myself and to Baba Yaga. And one day it is likely that one of us may try to come and take your power. Just as it is equally likely that you may ally with one of us against the other. So is the way of witches. But doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. So will you doubt yourself, or will you try?
She ate that up. Damn, she ate that up.
You should put that on a poster or something.
Yeah.
Frame that
It's
shit.
almost like I looked up sayings about doubt and found that one.
Ego will say, I am sworn by pact to aid my friends. Those are promises that I still must keep. promises that I've made to Clover and to Aurum. And I also don't want to say goodbye to Saoirse. And I don't want to leave Dawn. Can I still do both?
I don't see why not. You may be called on from time to time when the Coven's power is needed for rituals. And you will be expected, eventually, to write a black book of your own. But there is no reason that you must do so alone. For what it is worth. And she, snaps her fingers, and there is, a wall of wind that envelops her and Ego, and the rest of you are unable to hear, what she is saying, but she will kind of, kneel down so that she can be, more eye-to-eye with you, Ego. For as powerful as I have been in my life, and in the many roles that I have fulfilled, I may be famous for going at it alone. But was I really? I mean, there's a reason that I idled away time with demon princes. Because sometimes one must be aware of one's own limits. And it is perfectly fine to rely on others. Just make sure you have a way out. Every wise witch always has a backup plan. That is why the three of the Hourglass Coven could not truly kill each other. For each of them always had a plan against the other, and each of them always had a way out. Oh, thank you.
I understand the strength of bonds now more than ever. I would not be where I am today if it weren't for my friends. I would like to graciously accept your offer.
And she will pull you in for a hug.
Is she technically your auntie? By
She's my aunt. Yeah,
Your
I was literally
auntie?
gonna say, oh my god, I have an auntie.
you have an auntie.
And she grasps both of your hands and looks at you and says, "We will need to perform a joining ritual. When you are ready to visit Baba Yaga, I will take you there myself. My mother will not be able to say no to me."
Oh.
Okay. In that time, I will make sure that I grow in power.
That would be wise, for even I, alone, cannot match the power of Mad Maudlin. But as a coven, we may stand a chance.
I will pour into my tomes, and I will seek power both ancient and wicked.
I shall expect to see you from time to time, hopefully between now and whenever you wish to visit Baba Yaga, so that I may aid you in your studies of dark and wicked magic. There's only so much that can be gleaned from books, but if you wish to truly plumb the depths of power and understand the forces of good and evil, of chaos and order, light and dark, you will need guidance. And you don't need it from books.
No. Books are mostly for wizards.
And wizards
Vile,
only...
horrible old men.
Exactly, they're disgusting. They play at power that they cannot even dream of.
Yes.
And I will show you how we can tap into that.
I'm so excited.
And she snaps her fingers, and all of you are back in the throne room as this, vision of this endless orchard of dead trees strung with half-eaten hearts fades away. Two requests have been satisfied.
I suppose I'll go next.
Do you wish for privacy, Satyr?
Yeah.
And she basically like yeets the other four of you into these like four towers that are on like the corners of the circular throne room. And like little walls of stained glass fly up in front of you that kind of like each look like yourselves. Not the gift. So tell me, Dawn, what is your wish?
My wish is simple, because I'm a practical person and I have practical needs. I really couldn't think of anything else that I wanted, because even though I missed out on a lot and a lot happened, it all sort of led me to a place where I'm fine being. But it seems like more things are going to be happening, and people may go to far places where it's hard to have someone there for them. So my only wish is that no matter where the people that I care about are, if they need me, I want to be able to get there.
So you would have your fate bound with theirs. And she raises her hands up, and you can see that, like, coming from these, like, four little the towers that, like, your friends have been cast into, these thin, like, red threads, like, appear out of the air, and she's, like, holding them, and then the ends, like, vanish off into nothingness.
If that's what it takes, especially because it means that if they don't have the strength to change their fate, I do.
Would you be shocked if I told you that sleeping within you the power to change fates already exists?
You know, I think at this point in my life, I don't think so.
So you understand the role that you have been tasked to fulfill. The vessel that you are.
I haven't quite been told all of that, no. Other than stuff with Satyr. My sponsor isn't really too good at explaining. It's like a
Would you
bad
like
boss.
Would you like me to summon him? So that he can explain it to you?
I think he would be very mad if someone else made him do something. So yes, absolutely.
Yeah, there we go.
I will do this for you for free, because I wish to see what comes of it. As for your wish, as I said, the power to change fate already lies within you. But if you wish to have your fate, your destiny, tied to those of your companions, I can do so now. But know that to tangle the red strings of fate is to engage in an act of permanence. What will be done cannot be undone, for good or ill. Your friends may come into greatness, and so greatness shall wait for you. Or perhaps your friends shall commit acts of great evil, and you, by extension, shall be bound to that.
As long as I can get to them when they're in danger and make sure that I can protect them, I'll see to it the other side of me gets the outcome that I desire.
And she will hold out she puts the other 4 strings into one hand, holds out her other hand, and suddenly you see a red string that pulls from your chest, and you feel this faint tug, and she grabs it, and then she very swiftly begins tying these knots, almost the way that a lace maker weaves strings together to create an intricate pattern.
What else them fingers do?
And she ties together your strings and weaves these red strings of fate together. You and I are going to give you a reaction ability later, or some sort of an ability or feat that gives you a power to mechanically tap into that. You and I are going to workshop that probably in the aftermath of game. But yeah. And she says, "A moment. I will keep this private." And her eyes go white, and she begins mumbling under her breath, and waits for a moment, mumbles again, and then appearing in space beside you in a puff of dandelion petals is Sam. Dawn! To what do I owe the unending pleasure of getting to be here with Zybilna now? I was very busy, I'll have you know.
Oh man, must suck being pulled into a conversation against your will.
Yeah,
because
now that I'm... Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm really getting into fostering my own light. One of your... This is very enjoyable for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, she said you had some things that you haven't been deigning to tell me, because you like to, sit and wait and watch.
Yeah. Alright, well, I mean, that is true. I had hoped to keep it a secret for a little bit. I have slept with a few of your sisters, I will be honest. My favorite fruit is pomegranates. My favorite color is yellow. Let's see. What other secrets do I have?
I love them so much.
I once stole the Queen of Air and Darkness's favorite pair of stockings.
The fate-changing thing, please.
Fate-changing thing. Oh, fate-changing. Oh, that's... You don't need to worry about that.
Well, I'm not worried. I'm curious. Different things.
Have you ever heard what they say about curiosity? There's a little saying that mortals have. And it's funny, with some of the things that your friends get into, I bet the source of it might be a little bit more clear to you. It's curiosity killed the cat.
Oh yeah, I understand, but up until now I haven't really been curious, so I believe I have all 9 lives.
I had hoped to wait for a more opportune time to explain all of this to you. And frankly, there's sort of a lot of build up to it that is... We don't need to get into. I'll tell you if you'll keep it a secret from the others.
For the drama?
Partially.
Or... Oh, so there's some other reason why you don't want me to tell them.
You must understand that the orchestra that I am conducting is very delicate and with many, many parts to it. Or a better metaphor, chess. I'm playing a long game, and I'd rather not have my pawns and the little horses and the little castles and all of those pieces know what their role is until it's already time for them to fulfill it.
The role am I?
Well, that's what I'm about to tell you.
Not the pawn, right?
Only if you imagine
No,
yourself
no.
to be. But
I
I
don't.
can't. I will tell you, but you can't. You cannot share by word, be it spoken or written, or I just know that if I try, the more detailed I get, the more likely you are to find a way out of it. Don't tell the others, don't share the information with them, don't dream it to them, don't tell them telepathically, don't speak it to them, don't whisper it to them, yell it, any sort of vocalization, alright? No vocalizing, no mental, emotional communication of it, you must keep it secret. I will tell you when you can share the secret, but it's not for
No
right now.
vocalizations, nothing mental, and nothing emotional.
You can't write it either.
And no writing it.
And you can't share your memories or do any of that weird mind magic that
No
Clover
magic.
makes you do. No communicating in any form whatsoever. What I am about to tell you, for it is a secret, and you must keep it a secret. And if your friends find this information out from you in any way, it shall no longer be secret.
Fine.
And if you tell the
no
secret, then
fourth wall
I get to have
breaking
my way
again.
with you physically.
You've been waiting for that one for a long time.
Maybe. Just keep it secret.
Okay. Sheesh.
Do you promise?
I agree to the terms.
He spits in his hand and holds it out.
Stop doing that. I know you
You
can
have to do
make
it too.
promises in other ways.
You have to do it too.
I don't want to touch my spit to yours.
Then I guess
Whatever.
I can't
He'll
tell
spit in
you.
his hand.
You guys can shake, and there's like an explosion of cheerful music around you. A secret is that I'm dying.
That's a horrible secret.
It is.
That would be like fun.
No.
Or like you had
Why'd you-
like some enemy that you wanted me to beat up.
In a manner of speaking, I'm dying, and I have chosen you to replace me.
I'm so glad I'm not drinking anything right now. What?
I am dying. I am going
Yeah, I
to
heard
die.
that part.
And I am naming you as my heir.
That's a lot of responsibility.
I no longer have a child of my own to name as an heir, but I do have the power to choose one. It's sort of special. Other Archfey can't really do that. And I'm choosing you. Everything that I am, and everything that I ever was or will be, will one day be gone. But things that live and die will always live again. Just through you this time.
I see. I gotta say, I had a lot of guesses, but that wasn't one of them.
I know.
Okay, well, you didn't have to rub it in.
So as far as the game of chess is concerned, if I'm the one playing it, then eventually I'm going to hand the game off to you. So for now, maybe you're a pawn, but eventually you're going to be the one playing the game.
I never learned how to play dragon chess.
Really, I mean, you can study all of those maneuvers, but I find that the most fun games of dragon chess are the ones that you just kind of
Eat the pieces.
eat the pieces. The ones where you just make it up as you go.
Oh, God.
Nobody can prepare you to be an archfey, Don. that's sort of why it's important that it's you. And of all the satyrs that there are, and of course it must be a satyr because I am a satyr, you might be the only one who has enough perspective to take the power that I have and make good use of it. It's hard to understand the value of the sunshine and rainbows part if you've never been in the rain. You've been in the rain.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, out of everything, I can definitely believe that.
That's why I chose you.
Alright. I guess I can keep that secret, mostly because the idea of explaining that to everyone with everything else going on right now sounds like a headache.
Very complicated, very emotional. It's really just telling them would just be an annoyance, and then you'd have to listen to them ask you a bunch of stupid questions that you don't even really have the answers for.
Yeah.
Well, can I go, I was really just being so generous, returning all of those lost things. I'm almost done. Do you release me? Zybilna, do you release me? Don't make me get on my knees for
Wait,
you. I'll do it.
one more thing.
What?
You have something on your shirt.
What?
Flick.
Oh!
Bye.
He laughs. And Zybilna will wave her hand, and he will vanish. And she will turn to you and say, "Are you satisfied?"
I think I definitely have a lot more questions now. But I will deal with that later.
And she will lift the stained glass panels from the towers that the party is in and yeet you all back in to a little group. Who is next?
Aurum or Saoirse?
I think the both of us don't really know what we're wishing.
I just had a question before can we talk alone?
Whoop! She yeets the other four
Oh.
into the towers. We're gonna put you over there. Oh, I put Clover. Oh no! I stretched Clover! Alright, Clover, get in your turret. And you guys are in private in the throne room.
It's just that they get very upset when I talk about it, and I don't think they really understand sort of the implications of everything and how it all works. Is he more powerful than his mother?
I know a great many things, and I know many, many secrets of the multiverse. I do not know. You will need to enlighten me on the individuals of which you speak.
Prince of Frost. Is he more powerful than she is? I'm just sort of hoping that's why he could break the curse. Well, not break it, but sort of bend it.
In some ways, yes, but in others, no. He, as I understand it, for my own black book, is a study on the history of and lineages of the courts of the Feywild. He is her named successor.
He
is her first child.
Right, but they can change who they want. And she hasn't, and he's the heir of Summer?
Do you... For an Archfey to change their heir, that heir must either give that role up willingly, or they must be killed.
But I don't understand exactly, because my mother's currently already changing her heir.
In what way?
She's making a new one and has declared that that one will be the heir, so that spring will not be overcome by summer when I fall into my eternal slumber.
If you, as the heir of spring, were to fall into an eternal slumber, you would still be the heir of spring. Which can only lead me to assume that your mother either expects you to abdicate, or she intends to kill you. Titania's in a delicate position because the heir that she named chose to go against her wishes. But that happened because she appointed him as the leader of a court that was not her own, in addition to him already being her successor.
But he hasn't abdicated.
No.
And she made him Winter.
She did? Not... As I understand it, events occurred. My sister, Bavlorna, I believe her black book was about the events of the Uncourt, and as I understand from what I read of her book, events transpired during that war that changed the Sun Prince to the Prince of Frost. He was not always the Prince of Frost.
Why? Because he was summer. But now he's not. But he's also still is.
He is still her successor. I believe that she had intended to make a grand maneuver. Titania's power comes because she makes great risks, and oftentimes, because of that, reaps great reward. In this instance, she took a great risk in naming her successor the leader of the Winter Court. For Winter was leaderless for quite some time. They did not seek to be a part of the formal court system. It did not suit them. And she, by her own rule, controversially, named him the leader of Winter. I suspect this was her making a long-term power grab for Winter, which is diametrically opposed to summer, and therefore the hardest of the courts for her to claim. And it did not pay off.
Not yet, but if he's still the heir, then he could still take over summer and also still have winter. And
He has
she's
not
already got
acted.
a hold on spring.
And autumn. You see now what she was trying to do.
So I've got to... So that might be, though. He's not
He is...
necessarily... Well, because he's still summer, so maybe that's why he could do it. Why he could wake me.
If you would like, if you are willing to open yourself up to me, I can try to look at what lies within your soul I am a wish bearer, and so the things that people most desire, the things that lie within their hearts, can be known to me.
I want to find my true love so that I can break the curse.
And is that your wish?
I don't know, because the thing is that I was afraid it was him, and if it's him, then I'm stuck in winter. Except maybe not, because he's summer now. Also, I don't really understand exactly what's going. I'm trying to sort of think very quickly, and I'm not really good at that.
Still your mind for a moment, if you can.
So, yes.
May I look? And she she taps like her chest and then like gestures to you.
The last time someone sort of tried to like mess with my sort of internal thing is he stabbed me in the heart with ice, and it hurt a lot.
Well, I don't usually make a habit of stabbing ice into anyone's hearts unless they have severely upset me. You have not upset me.
Oh, that's good. I've tried very hard not to upset you. I sort of, like, you had the shiny fruit, and I was like, oh, but that's her fruit. I'm not going to touch that because it's hers, and she hasn't given me permission to have any of it, so I don't want to, like, steal her fruit.
You could have had the fruit. Do you want the fruit?
I kind of
have a fruit, and she will summon a golden apple, and
I think she's just gonna like she didn't eat breakfast either, so I think she just like automatically starts eating it just because out of nerves right now. Like you're given something to eat and you just start like chowing on it by reflex.
You can totally do that. They do something. Let me pull up what they do. Fruit trees. There we go. So the golden apple. You have advantage on wisdom saving throws for 24 hours.
Nice.
And then are you also eating the silver berries or just the golden apple?
I think at the moment it's just the apple. She might eat the berries if she sits here long enough. Because she's just like anxiety eating of like somebody has thrown something into my hand and said, here, you can have this, and so she's just doing it because that's I think the natural reaction. While she's thinking very hard.
This may tickle. And she goes to like reach into like your chest.
Not again. Okay, but you promise it's not going to hurt this time because it hurt really, really bad the last time.
I promise you that the act of me looking into your heart and soul and telling you what that will not hurt, but what I find there, I make no guarantees if that information hurts you.
Okay, that's sort of, I mean, it can't be worse than telling me I'm condemned to live in the Winter Court for the rest of my life. So, I think let's go ahead.
So she like reaches her hand into your chest and you feel this like sort of like the sensation of like anxiety butterflies, like the tightness in your chest, but it's also sort of like a tickly feeling. And she pulls out this like small ball of light that kind of glows with this like rainbow sheen. And as she like casts it on the ground around her, you suddenly find yourself in this throne room surrounded by cherry blossom petals from spring blowing in the wind. And then those petals turn into lush dark green leaves of trees from the summer court. And then the leaves turn orange with autumn. And then you would see they turn into like little holly leaves with little red berries of winter. And then all of that falls away, and you find yourself just standing in complete darkness with just you and Zybilna and this small little light on the ground in between the two of you. It's
very dark.
That is very curious.
This doesn't mean that I'm dark, right?
No,
I think that's sort of Ego's thing and not my thing.
This means
my soul is darkness, you know, that's sort of... I don't want to take their thing.
Thank you.
Walk with me.
Okay. Sure.
And she bends down and picks up the little light that is your soul. And she will hold it. She holds it in one hand, and she'll hold your hand if you're willing to take it in her other.
Sure. Yeah.
And as she walks, you find yourself passing through a forest that is then rapidly cycling through those like seasons. You see the snowdrops pop up and then are replaced by like tall, lush grass that then turns brown with autumn and then becomes snow-covered. And eventually she leads you to this point in the forest where you can see that all 4 seasons are existing at once, like in different segments, and they're all kind of like shifting between each other there. And she looks at you very quizzically. Your soul.
Is the light you're holding in your hand?
It is. It is
Very
not.
shiny.
It is spring. It is not just spring.
Oh,
Look around you.
say that. I feel like maybe
There
it
is.
could just be spring.
Girl.
There is a piece of every season here. And what's more, there is someone else here, too. Someone who is not Fae. Someone who is mortal.
Well, that's not good. I've got a mortal stuck in my soul.
Part of a mortal soul has been
Can I let go? Can I let it go?
Tied
Can I
into-
free it? Sort of. I don't think that's gonna be very pleasant for it. To get like sort of trapped in my teeth, as it were.
if I will try.
No, don't do it. Oh, okay, or don't do anything yet. I guess we probably should understand why it's there first, because taking it out might, destroy everything or kill me, and I really don't want that. I don't think I want that. Pretty sure I don't want death. The Eternal Summer was starting to look good for a minute there, but I'm pretty sure death is not what I want. Especially not mortal death. It's, sort of final.
It is odd. I cannot see the past life associated with this soul. It is like they have been scrubbed away. Roll a perception check, Saoirse.
Oh, I have to get my dice. Luckily I have them here, but oh goodness. Luckily I'm a druid, so perception's really good. 20 total.
Yeah, you would see that, like, sort of near the center of this, like, clearing, but, like, tucked under some grass, there's something that has, like, a little bit of, like, a shimmer to it, almost like the iridescence of an oil slick.
I poke it.
You poke it, it's a feather.
Immediately. Poke it. I pick it up.
It's a little feather that is, like, kind of black on one side and kind of like an iridescent blue on the other.
Oh, Ego will love this.
Curious.
Behind her ear. Wait, is this a thing I can take, or is this gonna, like, make problems?
We walk within your soul. It is...
It should probably stay here then.
It is yours to take.
But if I move it, will it change things?
I do not know. There's only one way to find out.
Alright.
Daughter of Spring.
Yeah, you're right. Alright, but...
Does this
Okay.
influence your wish?
Well, I mean... Maybe? I don't know. This stuff is a little...
Odd.
A lot. It's just a lot of stuff that I'm sort of not sure what to do with. So we're gonna just tuck that away.
To be
Or
fair,
we're gonna just not think about it for a minute, I think.
I do not know if this information will make you feel better or worse. I have never seen a situation like this. It is normal for Archfey to put a part of their own soul into the creation of their heir. But this is a bit from every... This is a lot of bits. This is a bit from every
lot,
season. And there's someone
And mortals.
mortal.
Is the
was
mortal
involved.
okay here? Like, is this like eternal torture situation? Because that's a little more Ego's thing, and I don't really want to be like eternally torturing a mortal unintentionally.
I cannot
Unintentionally.
guarantee that, but there is a notable absence of blood, gore, and a tortured-looking
It's a
individual
bad
here.
place to be, sort of. It should be fine.
It is a beautiful place to be.
There's parts of it that are, I mean, spring is right there, and
She like grabs your face and like turns it, and it's like, look, really look. Cast away all of the preconceived notions that you had and look at it, Daughter of Spring. What do you see?
I mean, there's things I like.
And?
It's pretty. I just don't... I don't feel like... I don't know. I don't know if it's really me, but I guess it is. But it's very different, sort of, than what I thought. And that's fine. I can work with it. I can figure that. I can figure it out. I just I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think of it and sort of what it means and what it could mean. And that's a lot. And I don't usually think about things like this hard. I sort of accept things as they are and sort of move forward most of the time, but this isn't kind of a thing that I think I can do that with.
She will pluck the feather out from behind your ear and like holds it in her hand, and as she like shifts it in the light, you see that like the little kind of bluish iridescent part actually is like a rainbow of colors when it is like held to different angles. Sort of like this feather here. All I see around me is beautiful. It is everything. It is change. It may not be any one thing, and it may not be what you thought it was, but more often than not, the plans that we think we have for our life have a funny way of being upended.
Started to figure that out. I sort of like before I knew I was in the spring court and I knew what things were gonna be, and it was gonna be I would be the princess of spring, and then I would be the queen, and I would fall asleep, and then I would get awakened by my true love after I found them, so that I would not sleep forever. And there was sort of a thing of like I knew how everything was going to be, and then that's not necessarily everything now, and I'm just trying to sort of figure out how to what that means.
Well, like you said, sometimes all you can do is move forward. You may not know where you are going. In fact, it is most likely you will never know where your path leads. But the most important thing is that you walk it.
Eventually we'll sort of have some things figured out, I think.
Hopefully. I did not ever expect to become an archfey, and yet here I am.
That's It's
Uh-oh.
interesting.
Oh no, Ricky's being good. I see him there.
No, yeah, he's doing his news. I painted my nails with this weird nail polish, and it like popped off, and I didn't want to leave it sitting around for Ricky to potentially eat.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
fair.
was trying to find it. I just don't know. I guess no. This is good. This is good to know, so that I can figure out what it means. But I don't understand what it means, and I don't think that I'm qualified to figure out what it means on my own. So I've got to sort of start asking some questions and figuring some stuff out, and that's a lot. And so I figured maybe we keep it simple, but this is good to know. To like
She tucks the feather back behind your ear and like brushes your hair.
For later, unless you know more about all of this.
Would you like to use your wish for that, or would you like to use your wish for something else? If you need time, it is okay.
I think I want to use my wish for something else. I think this feels like something I've sort of got to figure out. It doesn't feel like something I can sort of just have given to me. Because I think it'll be too much. It'll be too much to just know. There's been a lot of sort of things that have sort of changed how I think about things, and some of it's been a little too much all at once. And I think this is one of those.
It is a mark of great wisdom to recognize when you are not ready.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ready for this. I don't think I'm ready for this.
That is okay.
I mean, I'm going to ask about it, but I think it's sort of one of those things I need to learn over time and figure out over time.
I respect that.
But I do think I still need. But it's possible it's not him, and even if it is, I don't know. But I need to know how. What I really need to know is how to find my true love, so that I don't fall asleep for eternity. And if you can help me somehow to find them, that would be great.
And is that your wish?
Yeah, I think maybe stick to the thing that I know, which is that I do want to know. I hope I want to know. Unless it's bad.
Do you understand what it means to have a true love?
I'm starting to think I don't.
Cosmically, the concept of true love has been written into the fabric of existence by
I know all about, but bad.
Well, true love is not perfect. True love means that part of who you are, your soul, and part of the soul of another are forever intertwined, so that when you die, when you are reborn, over many lifetimes, you will always find each other. That does not mean that it is perfect love, Saoirse. True love is messy. The first ever...
All love is messy.
All love is messy. The first ever true loves met their doom because of it. But there are just as many people who have found great joy and happiness from finding their true love. What you must understand, as I said, it is not perfect, it is messy. And when you choose to love someone, or I suppose when love finds you, you accept it, knowing full well that one day it will end in pain for one or both of you. It may not have been a reality that you considered, but one day you will likely die. And if you are the one to go first, then your true love will have their heart broken. If your true love goes first, that pain is unimaginable. Would you still seek it? Knowing that one day it will end.
Well, I mean, if it's bad, I'd kind of be relieved that it's over. But I guess the fact is that I don't really have a choice in the matter. I mean, I have a true love. Or else I'm cursed to fall asleep for eternity. There's not really an in-between.
There is another possibility. If you would like me to share it with you.
Is this going to help, or is this going to not help?
I think whether or not is up to you.
Is this canceling out my request for your help? If you tell me the third thing.
No.
Okay, then go ahead. Like, if I still want to find my true love after what you said, I don't want to, like,
I do not think
have that option.
I do not think this will change your mind about that.
Oh, okay.
All I would suggest is that the information that you find out about yourself, because you will have to find it out, you can let it drag you down into despair. Or as you said, in the way of spring, you can take what you find out and keep moving with it.
Yeah, we shove it down really deep, all the bad things, and we just bury it, and then we keep moving and be happy instead. Yeah.
Does a seed stay buried forever, Saoirse? Is that the spring way?
Some seeds do. Well, not in the spring usually, but in some seeds do just stay forever, and then squirrels dig them up and eat them.
They don't stay buried.
The seeds that are dead and inert. Are you a dead and inert seed? Do you think this, and she holds up a little ball of light and gestures around her, is dead and inert?
Well, no, and I kind of sort of, the bad feelings did sort of come out, and I'm dealing with them, and we're trying to shove them back down, and this is not
She grabs your face. You don't have to shove them back down. Why are you shoving them back down?
Because feelings don't feel good.
Of course not.
Why would I want them?
Because they make the good feelings all the sweeter. How are you supposed to truly understand joy if you have not known pain?
I know, and that's kind of sort of what I was telling Clover before. But that's for Clover, that's not for me. I'm supposed to be joy.
There is pain even in spring. When the animals wake up from their hibernation, they hunger.
I know.
Do you know
a lot of time with the early spring animals.
And do you know what happens for many animals should they bear 2 offspring instead of 1? They kill the weaker.
Well,
spring is not all beauty. It is not. It is a lot of sweet-smelling flowers and flowing wine and laying in the soft grass, watching the clouds go by. But there's pain in spring.
there is.
You may know that
be the happy parts of it.
if you are to be spring, you are all of spring. The good and the bad. You cannot cast away the dark parts of it. You have to accept what they are and understand that you cannot have the good without the bad. And that is what makes both of them more beautiful. It is okay to feel hurt.
Claws.
Having claws is very nice sometimes when you need to punish someone. That is, I respect this. Kristy! It's.
The claws are fun. You know, I like having the claws.
I understand that sometimes the things that we feel must be pushed below the surface, but they will not stay buried. Those seeds have a funny way of sprouting up in a way that you cannot stamp out. So you can try to crush them, you can try to rip up those weeds, or perhaps nurture
No,
them.
ripping up. I like some weeds. Dandelions, you know, are very pleasant, and there's a lot of wildflowers that are sort of weed-like that I enjoy.
And yet the nature of a weed, by definition, is that it is unwanted and unwelcome, just as you treat your emotions.
Well.
So will you rip them out, or will you foster them and let grow what may?
I don't know.
Think on it.
I don't.
As
I'll think
for-
about it. I will. I'll think about it.
As for the information that I can share with you, and perhaps it will help you shape your wish, you take this and you think on it. Because your soul has been constructed from so many parts, it is likely you may be able to bend the rules of true love. If the pieces of soul that were given to create you were from a larger soul that had a true love, that person could also be your true love. But let us say more than one fragment came from a whole that had true love. There is more than one, and so you have a choice. Your fate is yours to make with it what you will.
So interesting.
It is a small piece taken from the greater whole.
I mean,
And given what I can see, or rather, what I cannot see, it leads me to believe that some of those who came before, who had a hand in making you, they were not just killed to be reborn. This, for lack of better phrasing, reeks of Titania's filth. Her speciality is in memory magic, and the erasing totally of what was. There are few beings across the multiverse who have this kind of power to not just kill, but unmake, and Titania is one of them. It is possible that whoever contributed to you was unmade, and so the 99% that was left after 1% was given to you was destroyed. If you will, the entire dandelion, flower, stem, leaves was ripped out, but the root was given to you.
so I have 4 true loves, potentially.
If you want me to look at at these souls as your wish, I will do that, but I think you should wait and consider. Sit with what we have discussed here today. And when you feel ready to ask for your wish, I shall grant it.
Can you at least give me a direction to start looking? It's this. Spring is not doing very well, and I don't have time to sort of. I have to start acting more than I can't just sit around thinking.
Well, it is likely that your true love is not in spring, because
Well,
your
that's
parents.
true.
Your parents are the part of spring that grows within you,
They threw
and they
everyone
live.
at me, and none of them were.
What remains is largely of the other 3 courts. So it is likely someone
All right.
from the other 3. or at the very least associated with them.
So I need more information about corpse.
I think if you are able to familiarize yourself with them. But she is the one who cursed you. Titania's court is vast, made up of countless individuals, a bastion of great power and information. It would not be a terrible choice to go there as a
I
start.
was thinking about the celebration. Because
Estivali.
Yeah, all the courts are there, so if I want to learn about them all very quickly.
It would be a risk. Estivali is the festival of the summer court. But because it is the zenith of Titania's power, it is also the time when she's least likely to suspect interference. No one in their right mind would meddle in her court at the time that she is most powerful, and so it is the best time to go, if you ask me.
I think maybe that's best. Sorry, another question, and this is somewhat unrelated. I guess it's sort of related to all of this, but not exactly necessarily. My father, can he come here?
He may.
I need to ask him some things. Oh, and also, I might ask Cupid to come here. Is that alright?
Of course.
Okay. He's not an archfey, but I just figured it'd probably be better to get permission before he showed up.
I love love.
Yeah, he's pretty great.
Of course. I give you this, and she hands you a silver bell that's identical to the one that Clover had. It has like a little nightingale on it. When you are ready to speak with me, ring this and you will be brought here.
I can't ring it on accident, right?
There has to be an intention.
If I okay, I was gonna say if I tie it into my hair, and carry it around that way, it'd be fine.
That would be fine. If you take it and shake it, that is intentionally ringing it. If it happens to jingle because it is in your hair, that is fine.
Okay. Sorry.
Do not apologize. It is rare to feel the raw energy of youth and potential that comes with spring, and I thank you for sharing yourself with me in this way. And she will hand you back this little ball of light.
Do I just
And it's like warm. It's like holding like a little bird. It's just this like warm little fluttering ball.
Yep, I'll just shove it back in.
And then the room around you fades back to the throne room. And Titania.
No,
Zybella will lift the stained glass, bring your friends back in, and because it is Betty Bye time for several of us, we are going to get to Aurum's wish next time. We'll start with that in our next session. So yeah, that's all for this week, folks. Oh, Jamie, I'm sorry, you look so tired. Well, hey, thank you as always to my lovely players for joining me on our Feywild journey. Thank you to those of you who are watching either now or in the future. Thank you to Andrew and the chat, everybody hanging out there. Don't forget to check out Cardboard Castle Games and Little Dragon Court. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube, join our Discord. Fandelver tomorrow?
Fandelver tomorrow?
Fandelver tomorrow, 7 o'clock Eastern.
Yes. Speaking of times.
We are, okay, actually, two things. Number one, we are going to be trying to start at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific going forward, so that we aren't ending at midnight because we get EP. So we're aiming to run our sessions from 8 to 11 or like 11:30 Eastern. So we will post that schedule in the Proficiency Bonus Discord. But yeah, 8 p.m. Eastern this time on Thursdays is when we will be playing. And also, speaking of time tangentially, the longest day on June 7th, we are doing a 24-hour stream to support the longest day, which is like an Alzheimer's research based charity, I believe, an event.
Alzheimer's Association.
Okay, yeah, cool. So we're gonna be doing stuff, and I'm gonna be doing something I don't know yet. And Kristy is going to be playing some games, so you tune in. Am I missing anything? Does anyone else have anything?
Think that's it.
Okay. Well, hey, the next time you're trying to figure out what to ask a super powerful archfey for as a wish, don't forget to add your proficiency bonus, and we'll see you back here next time.
Love you, bye.